There we go. We have liftoff. Stand by, everyone. Let's put the camera in the holder. Just like that. There we go. And good afternoon. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Spokane Steve with you. And as the man said, let's play too. Absolutely. Yeah, I got my chores to change my appointment, got my running around done early. In time to get the doubleheader in, an unannounced game one. Game 2 will be at the 3 p.m. time, the originally scheduled time for Game 1. It's the Kansas City Athletics at the New York Yankees. Second of a 3-game series. Obviously, the third game will be immediately to follow this one. Kansas City comes in with a 5-7 record. New York with a 3-11 mark. Today's pitchers are Raleigh Sheldon, the right-hander for Kansas City. You can see by the card he would be traded to Boston at some point in this season. And the veteran left-hander Whitey Ford will take the hill for the Yankees. Ford he could still pitch, man. He had a 2.47 ERA that year. I'm going to look up Whitey Ford. I'm curious. He had to be getting long in the tooth by this point. I think it was his last season. Let's look him up on Baseball Reference. No, he pitched a little bit in 67. Whitey was 37 years young this season and still managed a 2.47 ERA, although arm problems limited him to just 73 innings of work. So we'll get to the starting lineups here in just a second. I've got my coffee. 38 and mostly sunny in Spokane. And greetings, Jack Brooks from the sunny but soon to be rainy Long Island. Yeah, we got some weather coming in as well, probably not as severe as yours will be. Let's get to the lineups now. We'll get this doubleheader started. For Kansas City, it'll be Bert Campaneris leading off at shortstop, Jose Tartabull in center, Ed Charles, the third baseman, bats third, Dick Green at second base in the cleanup spot. Now there's an interesting lineup selection. He hit 9 home runs over the full season, 62 RBIs. Kind of a telling state of affairs for this Kansas City ball club. Ken Harrelson at first base, bats fifth. Mike Hirschberger is in left field. Ozzie Chavarria in right field. Ken Suarez will do the catching and hit eighth, and Raleigh Sheldon, the pitcher, bats ninth. For the Yankees, more or less their regular lineup now. It's Bobby Richardson at second base leading off. Roy White will be in left field batting second. Roger Maris is in right field. Mickey Mantle in center field in the cleanup spot. Joe Pepitone is at first base. Clete Boyer at shortstop. Horace Clark will play third base, and it got me wondering, Clark played third the last couple of days, so I looked up, I said, where is Tom Trash? So I looked it up, and sure enough, he starts the second game of the doubleheader at third base. So just a couple days off for Trash, nothing serious. Elston Howard back in the lineup at catcher, he hits eighth. Ford, the pitcher, bats ninth. And the Yankees take the field. The pitchers, let's check their records on the season. The replay records, that is. Sheldon's made 3 starts. He has no record, but a nice 3.24 ERA in 60 2/3 innings of work. Ford's made 3 starts. He's 0-2 with a rather high 5.23 ERA in 20 2/3 innings of work. He's allowed 29 hits. So the left-hander ready to go. This light is just going to keep hitting me in the head, isn't it? Okay, let's move that. There we go. That looks pretty good. And that gives me a little more room to lean in. Very good. Okay. Whitey Ford's ready to go as Bert Campanera steps in from the right side. Ford signed from Howard. Here's the windup and the first pitch of the ball game. That's going to be a 4-5 to the right-hander. High fly ball to deep left field. Campaneris weak. That's going to be a long single for Campaneris. So Campy Campaneris with a leadoff single here. Let's take another look at it. I was fixing the oh geez. Okay, now I'm off center again. Bear with me. Why is that doing that? Okay, that looks pretty good. How's that looking, Jack? See everything okay? Campy with a leadoff single. Ford a poor hole, a +4. Campy a star 19. Howard's a 0, so he's a 20. Held on, he'll be a 1 through 18. And of course, he's going to try for that lead. Campaneris, one of the league's premier base stealers. 2 through 6 and 12. On a 5, he's got it 1 to 18. Here's Howard's throw. He's stolen it. Safe is the call. And it's a stolen base for Campy. Let's look it up now. How many is that for him? For Campy, that's his 3rd stolen base of the season. Here's the next pitch to Tartable. A 2-6 against the righty. Single into left field. 2-6 against the left-hander. What am I saying? I beg your pardon. 2-6 against the lefty. Single into center field. It's an open single. Campy can try to score on that. Mantle has a -3 arm, 1 to 14. Nobody out. He's coming. Here's Mantle throw to the plate. He's safe. Campaneris scores. RBI single for Tartable. He ends up at second base on the throw, a 1 through 15 base runner. And here's Ed Charles now, 1-0 Kansas City. And thank you, Jack, for confirming. Ford struggling a bit here to start off the game. Now gets his sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Ed Charles. On a 2-9, a fly ball into left field. That's going to be playable for White. He's under it and makes the catch 1 away. Charles, by the way, came in batting .258, no homers and 5 RBIs. And here's Dick Green now, the cleanup hitter. He's hitting .341, 1 homer, and he leads the club with 7 RBIs. So how about that? There I was making fun of his spot in the batting order, and he leads the club in ribbies. Ford ready to work now. Here's the pitch to Dick Green. That's going to be a 4-7 to the right-hander. A double to 2, and look at that. On a 2, it's down for extra bases. Holy cow, it's an RBI double for Green, and it's 2-0 Kansas City. Tartable scores easily on the double by Green. Green picking up his team-leading 8th RBI. And what do you know about that? Here's Hawk Harrelson now. Harrelson comes in batting .313. No home runs, only 1 RBI for the Hawk. He's played in 12 ball games. That's all 12 ball games for Kansas City so far. Ford has given up 3 hits already in the first inning, trying to get out of this jam now. Here's the pitch to Hawk. It's a 6-7 to the right. He swung on and missed strike 3. Oh my, he was fooled. Nasty off speed by Ford. 2 away, and here's Hirschberger now. Hirschberger is batting .222 on the season. No homers, 5 RBIs. Ford into the windup now. Here's the pitch to Hirschberger. It's a 1-5 against the left-hander. Single into center. It's an open single. Green can try to come home on that. Mantle a -3. Green a 13 with 2 outs, 15, -312. He's coming. Here's Mantle's throw to the plate, and he's out. How about that? Oh my God, what a throw by Mickey Mantle. He may be a 4 in center, but he's still got the arm. And he guns Green down at the plate. And that will end the inning. 2 runs for the Athletics on 4 hits. They leave a man. And at the end of half an inning, it's Kansas City 2, New York coming to bat against Raleigh Sheldon. And Bobby Richardson will start things off for the Yankees. Let me get a little more coffee going here. Richardson comes in batting .262 on the season, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Sheldon, the right-hander, into the windup now. Here's the windup, the pitch to Richardson. 4-8 right-handed, fly to left field, playable for Hirschberger. Takes a few steps back and makes the catch for the out. 1 away. Roy White will be the batter now. Switch hitter, batting lefty. White batting .311 on the season with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. He also has 5 doubles, which would place him among the league leaders. Sheldon, the windup. The pitch to White, a 1-12. Struck him out. And I'll circle that. For those of you who aren't familiar yet, I got a request to differentiate between the strikeouts on the pitcher's card and the batter's card. Now, it takes no extra time, so I'm giving it a shot. Why not? Here's Maris now, 2 down, nobody on. Maris comes into the game. I can't find him. Oh my God, Maris is batting only .098 on the year. He's 5 for 51. And does not have an RBI. So if you want to ask why the Yankees are 3-11, there's a big reason why right there. They need Maris to get going. Sheldon, the windup, the pitch to Maris. A 4-9 to the left-hander. High fly ball to deep right field, and get going he does. That's gone. Maris, his first home run of the season and his first RBI of the season. Talk about answering the bell. Oh my goodness. Let's take another look at it. 4-9, left-handed to 14. The roll is a 4. And Roger Maris plants one into the right field seats. And we have a 2-1 ball game. And here comes Mickey Mantle. Mantle batting just .179, only 1 homer and 5 RBIs. So again, I mean, if you're looking to why the Yankees are 3-11, their 3 and 4 hitters have done practically nothing so far. Sheldon into the windup now. The pitch to Mickey Mantle, a 3-7, and he draws the walk. So maybe these guys heard me. Try to get it going a little bit. And that'll bring up Joe Pepitone. Pepitone hitting .212, 1 homer, 7 RBIs. 3 Yankees have 7 RBIs. Pepitone, Richardson, and Elston Howard. Sheldon now from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Pepitone. It's a 2-4 right-handed fly to left field. That's Hirschberger standing under it and makes the catch for the out. The Yankees get a run on the Maris home run. They leave a man. We played 1 inning here in the Bronx, and it is Kansas City 2, New York 1. Just getting underway, folks. Pull up a chair and spend an hour or so with me. Or for the bold, watch both games of the doubleheader. If you can't watch, you can listen. To me, this is really more like, for myself, even though you can see the cards and the dice, I try to treat this more like a radio broadcast rather than television. So you can enjoy the play-by-play even if you can't watch your screen. I'm going to take a moment and turn that heater down. Every day this happens. Fine in the living room, and then I get in the dining room right next to the vent, and I'm burning up. Chavaria will lead off for Kansas City as we move along to the second. He comes into the game hitting .235. No homers, 1 run batted in. Right-handed hitter. Ford into the windup now. The The pitch is a 4-12 to the right-hander. It's a grounder to first base X. That's Pepitone. Gold glove caliber down there with a 1E8. And here's the roll on the play. On a 12, it's the error rating. The roll the 4 on an E8, and he boots it. Oh my goodness, an error on Pepitone. A rare miscue by Pepitone. E3, and the leadoff man is aboard. Chavaria, a star 15, not held, he'd be a 19. They'll hold him on as a 17. And he's going to try for that lead. 2 through 5, or 2 through 5, he's automatically out on a 12. 2, he's got it. 1 through 15, what was he? No, he's 20. He's 1 through 17, and the throw from Howard, he's in there. Ozzie Chavaria with a stolen base. And Kansas City has made it clear that they plan to try to run on Howard. Howard in his younger day had a good move to first, not so much on this card. For Ozzie, that's his first stolen base of the season. And here's Ken Suarez, the catcher, right-handed hitter. Suarez comes in. I'm trying to find him here on my stat sheet. Suarez hitting 150, just 3 for 20. No RBIs. He has drawn 6 walks, which is really what he's best at, and that's pretty evident on the card. Nobody out, man on second. Here's the pitch to Suarez. On a 3-5, he struck him out. Second K of the ball game for Whitey, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Wally Sheldon. Right-handed batter, 1W. Here's Ford's pitch to him on a 5-7, single to 9, and look at that, it is a 9. And it's a star single for the pitcher, Raleigh Sheldon. Holy crap, Chavaria holds at third, and Kansas City has runners on the corners and 1 away. Back to the top of the lineup, here comes Campy Campaneris. He singled, stole second, and came around to score his first time up. As always, I'm looking at the ground ball A's on the card. Not many. The Yankees will pull the infield in. As Ford from the stretch deals to Campy. 1-9, left-handed. It's down the left field line and into the corner. Holy crap. Hard hit ball. White trying to pick it up. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Campaneris in with a triple. So Chavaria and Sheldon cross the plate. A triple for Campaneris. His first triple of the season. And it's 4-1 Kansas City. Ford not looking sharp today. In fact, he hasn't looked sharp this season yet, despite a pretty good card. Here's Tartable now. Infield will remain in. Ford into the windup. The pitch to Tartable. 4-9 to the left-hander, and he walks him. Oh my goodness, Ford in all kinds of trouble in this ball game. Tartable held on where he's an 18, and he's going to try for the lead. 2 through 5 or 12. On a 5, he's got it. 1 to 18. Elston Howard throws down. He's safe. So third steal of the game for Kansas City. This time it's Tartable. Next pitch to Charles. Infield in now. 2-6. Triple to 9. That's ripped down the right field line and into the corner. Bouncing around Maris to pick it up. 2 runs will score easily. Charles rounding second. Maris's throw. Charles has a 2 RBI triple, and this game has been blown open here in the second inning. Holy crap. Campaneris scores. Tartable scores. 2 ribbies for Charles. And he winds up at third base with a triple. 4 runs in the inning, and now there's action in the Yankee bullpen. They used Ramos in the game in real life. That was later in the game, in a much closer game. Jim Bouton's throwing down there, the right-hander. And the batter will be Dick Green. Still only one away. 6-1 is the score. Infield in. Ford's pitch to Dick Green on a 5-8 is a grounder to second base X. That's Richardson, a 1E17. Is about as good as you can be down there. Roll on the play. The error range of 5 is never a good sign. On a 17, Richardson boots it. Oh my God, and the wheels are coming off for the Yankees here in the second. E4, Charles in to score. And it's 7-1. Their second error of the inning. Bouton getting ready in a hurry now. Here's Hawk Harrelson. I have to look up something here. This is very interesting. Okay, the rules, from what I recall anyway, I meant to do this earlier, and this reminds me of it now. The rules say 5 runs an inning and the pitcher's fatigued, but yet when I entered yesterday's ball game into the Windows version, I can show you the score here in case you missed the game. Sutton, after the home run to Tommy Helms in the second, that was the 5th run of the inning. Well, I entered into the computer game and he did not fatigue. However, I'm going to look up, we're going to do a little umpire review here today. And I'm going to look up the super advanced, not super advanced, I beg your pardon, the advanced pitcher fatigue, pitcher endurance. Pitcher once he reaches his point of weakness, 3 hits and or walks. After that, it's 4 in any 2 consecutive innings. Going on. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about this 5-run thing in here. Let me read it over again. Intentional walks. Then it says relievers determined by outs. Okay, so that rule only applies if you're playing super advanced. Well, I learned something. The computer tipped me off. Like I say, when I entered the inning for Sutton, I was expecting, bing, pitcher is fatigued. Well, nothing happened. I meant to look that up at the time. Ford not long for this game anyway, but he'll face Harrelson. Bouton's almost ready. Here's the pitch to the Hawk. 1-6, struck him out. Ford should be out of this inning long ago. 2 errors really undermined him. And here's the pitch to Hirschberger now as the Kansas City Athletics bat around in the second. 6-2, swung on and missed strike 3. And Ford strikes out the side, but it's small consolation as Kansas City puts up 5 runs on only 3 hits. So let's reconstruct that inning. Error, strikeout, that would have been 2 outs. Single, triple, that run's earned. Walk and a steal, another triple, so 3 of the runs are earned. So 2 unearned runs for Ford. And thank you, Sports Time Machine, and welcome. Appreciate that. I can't read the whole comment. I'm going to have to put something in there so that I can. Hitting May 1st. Yes, and we're almost through May 1st, but thank you. So Ford roughed up here by Kansas City. Sheldon getting ready to work here in the second inning, and Clete Boyer will lead things off for New York. Boyer comes in hitting just 176, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. And again, these cards, some of these Yankees hitters with terrible numbers, these cards are much better than that. Sheldon gets the sign now from Suarez. Here's the windup and the pitch to Boyer. It's a 1-5, a tapper down to short. Campaneris has it. Throws him out 1 down. And here's Horace Clarke, switch hitting third baseman, hitting left against Sheldon. Clarke hasn't played that much this year. He's been in just 5 ball games. He's 1 for 6. Sheldon with the windup on the pitch. On a 1-7, it's a fly ball into center, lazy fly ball. Tartable camped under it, and quickly there are 2 down in the second. And they'll bring up Elston Howard. He's been off the last couple of games. He comes in batting .341, 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Sheldon gets his sign now. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. 3-11 against the righty. Pops him up left side, Campy under it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Raleigh Sheldon. We've played 2 here, and it is 7-1 Kansas City. I think I said 7-2 mistakenly. My apologies. Still getting settled in. Some running around this morning, and wasn't even sure if I was going to get the doubleheader in today. But it looks like we will. Hirschberger made the last out. It'll be Chavarria leading off the third. Chavarria reached on an error his first time up, promptly stole second. You know, I have Sports Time Machine, but honestly, I hate that chart. I've used it before. Just the coloring of it gives me a headache. Ford, the windup, takes to Chavarria on a 1-5, struck him out. And that's 3 Ks in a row now for Whitey Ford. And here's Ken Suarez. 1 down. Yeah, I sure wished I'd known about the fatigue rule. Yesterday, I would have left Sutton in longer. Well, it is what it is, as the man said. And here's Suarez now. He struck out his first time up. Ford into his windup on a 2-9, swung on and missed strike 3, and that's 4 Ks in a row for Whitey Ford. So Ford suddenly found himself. And here's the pitcher, Raleigh Sheldon. Right-handed batter. Pitch from Whitey, a 2-10, and he walks in. The only thing on a 1 pitcher's hitting card where you can reach base safely, of course, the 2-10 walk, and there it is with 2 away. And here's Campy. Campy's 2 for 2. Single and a triple. Ford from the stretch now. Here's the pitch to Campy. 4-2 to the right-hander, swung on and missed strike 3, and he strikes out the side again, and that's 7 strikeouts for Whitey Ford. What a strange game. Kansas City retired. No hits, no runs, they leave a man. Sheldon getting ready to work the bottom of the third. Now I'm inclined to leave Ford in. What's his endurance? 6, same as Sheldon. He'll bat here in the third inning. On a 2-10, he gets the 2-10 walk. Oh my God, how many times have you ever seen that? 2 one-hitting pitchers, back-to-back, rolled the 2-10. And Ford's aboard to lead off the bottom of the third. Now we flip back to the top of the lineup and Bobby Richardson. Richardson flew to left his first time up. Sheldon from the stretch pitch to Bobby. 6-9, a grounder to third base B. That'll be a force play. Charles has it down to green. That's all they'll get. So Ford is forced. Richardson to first. And with one away, Roy White will step to the plate. White struck out his first time against Sheldon. Sheldon from the stretch now. It's a 1-4 and he draws the walk. So a one-out walk to a White puts runners at first and second with one down. And here comes the heart of the order. Roger Maris, who hit a towering home run his first time up, standing in from the left side. Sheldon from the stretch, the pitch to Roger. 6-9, left-handed, a grounder to second base B. Green has it to Campy to first, not in time. So the 4-6 force. White is forced. Wait a second. Walk, 5 force. Walk, he went to second. Richardson to third. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and Mickey Mantle comes to the plate. They could really use something out of Mantle. He walked his first time up. Sheldon from the stretch. There's the pitch to Mantle. It's a 3-6, and he draws the walk, and the bases are loaded. So Mantle walks for the second time today. That pushes Maris down to second. Bases loaded and 2 down, and here comes Joe Pepitone. Pepitone hit 31 homers in real life. So far in this season, he came into the game at .212 average and only 1 home run. He flew to left his first time up. The home fans waiting for this Yankee lineup to wake up, and here comes the pitch to Pepitone. On a 6-10 left-hander, it's catcher card X. That's going to be Suarez. Suarez a 4-E16, so anything's possible here. And here's the roll on the play. On a 14, it's a pass ball and pop out. So a run will score on that, but the side is retired. Richardson comes in to score on the pass ball, which will be charged to Suarez. And then Pepitone pops out to his opposite number. So the Yankees get 1, leave 2 men on. We've played 3, and it's 7-2 Kansas City. Whitey Ford coming out for the 4th. It'll be Tartable, Charles, and Green for the Athletics. Tartable 1-for-1 with a walk. Ford into the windup now. Here's the pitch to Tartable. 1-3 left-handed. Pops him up on the right side. It's going to be Pepitone under it. 1 down. Ed Charles will come to bat now. He's 1-for-2. Drove in 2 runs with a triple his last time up. And here's the pitch to Ed Charles. 5-6 right-handed, base hit up the middle. So it's a 1-out single for Charles. Star 16, so he's 20, held on 1-18. Dick Green will hit away. From the stretch, it's a 5-10 to the righty. Fly to center and shallow. Mantle coming fast. He's there to make the catch. With 2 away, it'll be Hawk Harrelson. Harrelson struck out both times against Whitey so far today. Ford from the stretch now. The pitch to the Hawk, a 1-7. Pops him up, left side. Boyer calling for it. And that will end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And it's still a 7-2 game as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Checking this chat now. Welcome to Franklin Long and Gerald. Hope all is well with you guys as well. Thank you very much. And Franklin says the A's look good. Yeah, sometimes I call them, sometimes I call them the Royals by mistake because of the Kansas City. But they are definitely the A's, and you can see a few of the pieces that would later become part of the three-time champion A's. After they moved to Oakland, of course. Boyer, Clark, and Howard due for the Yankees in the bottom of the fourth. Sheldon gets his sign now from Suarez. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to Boyer. It's a 2-3, and he draws the walk. A leadoff walk to Clete Boyer. And that'll bring up Horace Clark. Clark flew to center his first time up. Switch hitter batting left. Sheldon gets the sign now from the stretch. Pitch to Clark, a 1-7. Fly to center field, playable for Tartabull. Drifting to his right, makes the catch for the out. One away. Here's Elston Howard now. Popped to short his first time up. Sheldon from the stretch. Pitch to Elston at 2-12. Grounder to the pitcher. Sheldon has it. Down to Campaneris to first, double play. Oh, what a play by Sheldon. Almost instinctively got his glove down, grabbed it on one hop, turned and fired down to the bag. Completion of the double play by Campaneris. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on. We've played 4 in New York. It's 7-2 Athletics. Ford has calmed down quite a bit now after a very rocky first 2 innings. And he'll be looking at Hirschberger, Chavarria, and Suarez as we move along to the 5th. Mike Hirschberger 1 for 2 today. Ford, the sign from Howard. Here's the windup. And here's the pitch. On a 2-7, he loses him, ball 4. Leadoff walk to Hirschberger. Here's Chavarria. Boughton was ready. Now he's throwing down there again. He should be able to get ready fairly quickly now. From the stretch, the pitch to Chavarria. A 5-8 to the right-hander. Grounder to second base X. This could be 2. Richardson, a 1E17. Here's the play. On a 9, that's the E rating. It's a 6. And it's another error on Bobby Richardson. Oh my God, can you believe this? E4. His second error of the game, a Gold Glove second baseman. And for the Yankees, their 3rd error of the contest. And that'll bring up Suarez, who struck out twice today. Ford gets his sign. The pitch to Suarez. 5-12, it's a grounder to first base X. That's going to be Pepitone, a 1E8. This could be 2. The roll on the play on a 3. It is. Oh my God, it's a sensational play by Pepitone. It's a web jam as he snares it on a hop, fires down to Boyer, back to Pepitone. Double play. One 6-3, the base runner is erased. Hirschberger takes 3rd. But 2 away now, and the pitcher will be up. So Ford may get out of this inning yet. Sheldon 1 for 1 with a walk. Right-handed batter. The pitch from Whitey on a 4-4 is catcher's card X. That's Howard, a 2E6. Here's the roll on the play. On a 2, pop out to the catcher. Runner will hold. Nice play, Elston Howard. and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. There was a walk and an error. 2 errors for Bobby Richardson, a 1E17. It can happen. Even the best have an off day sometimes. Kansas City leads at 7-2 as we go to the bottom of the inning, and now we'll have a pinch hitter for Ford. Jim Bouton will be coming in. A rough day for Whitey. 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. I forgot to write this stuff in again. He walked 3. And in Whitey's defense, he was definitely betrayed by his defense with 3 errors behind him. He struck out 7. But now he will yield to a pinch hitter. Leading off against Sheldon. We're looking for on base here. Jake Gibbs will be the batter. Gibbs scheduled to catch the second game of the doubleheader. He'll pinch hit here. Sheldon gets his sign now to wind up the pitch to Gibbs, a 5-7. He walks him. So Gibbs works out the leadoff walk. Sheldon's walked quite a few himself, as did Ford. That's his 6th walk he's issued. Gibbs a 12 runner, not great, but that's good enough, trailing by 5. And here's Bobby Richardson now. 0 for 2 with 2 errors today. Bobby's having a bad day so far. Still plenty of time to redeem himself as Sheldon comes from the stretch. And it's a 5-8 right-hander, a triple to 2. On a 7, he'll settle for a long single. Gibbs rounding, he'll go into 3rd. And the Yankees have something going here in the 5th. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. And the batter will be Roy White. And now there's activity in the Kansas City bullpen. Mostly right-handers down there. I'm going to check their, let's see who's been used on this team. This is a good opportunity to check some usage now that I have the stats available to me. Okay. This would be a good spot to get Jim Nash going. Nash has not appeared in the game. He's long overdue to get in there. Okay, runners at the corners, nobody out. Here's White. Richardson not held. Sheldon from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Roy White. It's a 5-3. Grounded to the pitcher X. Sheldon a 3-0. And here's the play. On a 7 error rating, a 9 and an E0, that's going to be a double play. Ground ball A, Sheldon to Campy to first. A run will score on that. Gibbs will come in to score, making it 7-3, but the double play clears the bases, and now the batter will be Roger Maris with 2 down. So a big double play made by Sheldon. Maris standing in from the left side. Here's the windup and here's the pitch. That's going to be a 6-12 left-handed grounder to second base X. That'll be Dick Green. Fine fielding second baseman in his own right with a 2E19. And here's the play on a 4. A diving stop by Green to his feet to first. It's a web jam. Oh my goodness. I forgot to give one to... Where was the 3-6-3? That was the 3-6-3, wasn't it? I think it was. The great play by Green will retire the side. The Yankees get a run. 1 hit, they leave 1. We played 5. It's 7-3, Kansas City. I will check this later, but I'm fairly certain what I wrote down as a 1-6-3. That was the 3-6-3 web gem by Pepitone. I don't see where else it could have been. Anyway, Boughton will come on now, the long man, 2.69 in 120 innings of work. What has he done in the replay, you ask? Well, let's take a look. Boughton's been in 4 ball games with a 1.29 ERA over 7 innings of work. He'll face the top of the Kansas City lineup in the 6th. That'll be Campy, Tartable, and Ed Charles. Boughton gets the sign from Howard. Here's the windup and the pitch to Campy. 2-6 right-handed. Comebacker. Boughton has it. Over to Pepitone, 1 down. And here's Tartable now, 1 for 2 with the walk. Drove in a run, he scored twice. Boughton into the windup. Pitch to Tartable on a 4-10, fly to center field X. That's Mantle, a 4E3. It's hard to think of Mantle as a 4 center fielder, isn't it? The roll on the play on a 9, that's the error rating. The roll is a 6 on an E3, and it's a fine running play by Mickey Mantle. Mantle showing shades of his younger self with a fine running catch in center, and there's 2 down quickly in the 6th. And that'll bring up Charles now. Charles 2 for 3 today. Drove in 2 with the triple back in the 2nd. Boughton ready to work. Pitch to Charles. 2-7 right-handed, base hit to right field. Charles reach out and just pokes it into right. And he's aboard with 2 down. Charles is star 16. Boughton a -2, however, 14. Howard a 0. They'll hold him on, making him a 1 through 12, and the batter will be Dick Green. Boughton from the stretch now. Pitch to Green. 1-5 right-handed, swung on and missed strike 3, and that will retire the side. No runs a hit, 1 left. Boughton looked good out there in the 6th. He'll come out for the 7th. Raleigh Sheldon now getting ready to go to work in the bottom of the 6th. Mickey Mantle will lead it off for New York. Mantle's walked both times today. This thing is still not straight. There we go, a little technical difficulties. Here's Mantle to lead things off. As mentioned, he's walked both times today. Sheldon gets the sign from Suarez. Here's the one that puts to Mickey Mantle is a 3-6, and he walks for the third time today. So Sheldon apparently not giving Mantle anything that he can swing at. He goes down to first to lead it off, and here's Joe Pepitone. Pepitone 0 for 2 today. Sheldon from the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-9 high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Chavarria, gone. Home run, Joe Pepitone. We've got ourselves a ball game. Let's take another look at that. 4-9 left-handed, homer to 14. Pepitone has the power. The roll is a 12. And for Joe Pepitone, his second home run of the season. And that makes it a 7-5 ball game. Nash ready to work, ready to go now down in the Kansas City pen. And here's Clete Boyer, 0 for 1 with a walk. Sheldon into the windup now. The pitch to Boyer, 5-6. Base hit into left field. Boyer's aboard and Sheldon is fatigued. And here comes Alvin Dark, and that's going to do it. So Sheldon removed. Jim Nash will be coming on. Nash 12-1, starter reliever. 2.06 ERA in 127 innings of work, and yet somehow this is his first appearance of the replay. But that's one good thing about having the stats now. I can look and see who has been used and who needs to be used. Primarily a starter. That's probably one of the reasons why. But he says he can go today. Sheldon goes 5+. He was fairly effective. He only allowed 4 hits. Five runs, 4 earned. He walked a ton. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walks for Sheldon. And that was his undoing. He struck out only 1. So Nash getting loose now. He's ready to go. And here's Horace Clarke. Nash, the sign from Suarez now. Here's the pitch to Clarke. 1-11. Foul ball, right side. Harrelson under it. He'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. And here's Elston Howard, 0 for 2 today. Nash gets the sign from Suarez now. Here's the windup. Pitch to Elston Howard, a 1-2. Pops him up on the infield. Campy says he'll take it. 2 away. There's Boughton, and they need runs. 6th inning. This is tough. What else do they have in the pen? They've got Ramos, the closer. Not a good spot for Hamilton. They've got to get a little bit more out of Boughton. With 2 down, he's going to bat. 3-5, grounder to short. Campy will take it and throws him out. But 2 runs on 2 hits. Nobody left. We played 6, and it's 7-5 Kansas City. That was a tough call for me on hitting for Boughton, I have to admit. They probably would have had to go to Hamilton, and against with 3 right-handed batters going up, unless you think you can get 3 innings out of Ramos. Harrelson, Hirschberger, and Chavaria will lead off the 7th. Boughton into the windup now. Here's the windup. On the pitch to Hawk Harrelson, a 3-7. Fly ball to center. Mantle barely has to move. Look at that, too. Right in Hawk's good column. It's a fly to center, 1 down. And the batter will be Hirschberger. 1 for 2 with a walk today. Righty on righty. Here's the windup on the pitch. It's a 1-12. Liner to third, speared by Clark. Oh, my. 2 down quickly in the 7th, and here's Chavaria. Chavaria 0 for 3. He's reached twice on errors. Boughton the windup and the pitch. A 2-6. Struck him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Boughton. One, two, three, the side retired. We go to the bottom of the 7th in a 7-5 ball game. Nash will come out for his 2nd inning of work and face the top of the Yankee order, Richardson, White, and Maris. And I will take a short break for coffee refill and to use the facilities, and I will be right with you. And we are back. I've got my coffee. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Before we do, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me this afternoon. Remember, today is a doubleheader, Kansas City at New York. I'll start the 2nd game around 3 p.m. Pacific. Now we go to the bottom of the 7th. Bobby Richardson to lead things off against Jim Nash. Bobby's 1 for 3 today. Nash into the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 6-10 to the right-hander. Fly to center field X. That's Mantle. No, I'm sorry. That's Tartable. Excuse me, wrong team. Tartable, a 2-E-2 in center. He's on his horse now on a 1. He's not going to get that. It's down for a double. That would have been an incredible play had he made it. And it's a leadoff double for Richardson. And the Yankees, who appeared out of this game after 2 innings of play, are right back in it. And here's Roy White now. White 0 for 2 with a walk. Nash gets the sign from Suarez. Here's the windup on the pitch. It's a 4-2 to the left-hander. Grounder down to first base. That's going to be Harrelson. He'll take it himself. and the runner will hold. Roger Maris due up, Mickey Mantle on deck. Runner on second and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Maris 1 for 3 with a home run today. Nash into the windup. The pitch to Maris. On a 2-6, grounder down to short. That's Campy. He looks the runner and throws him out. And it will be up to Mickey Mantle. Mickey's walked all 3 times today. That was against Sheldon, of course. Nash ready now. The windup and the pitch to Mickey Mantle. A 6-3, and he walks him. For the 4th time today, Mantle reaches on a base on balls. First and second, 2 down, and Joe Pepitone will be the batter. 1 for 3. 2-run home run his last time up. Suarez out to the mound now. Nash nodding. Now Suarez back into the crouch. Nash from the stretch. Pitch to Joe Pepitone. 1-7. Tapper down to second. Green has it. He'll go the short way to Campy. And that will retire the side. So no runs a hit. They leave a pair. 2 men left on there, with the heart of the order coming up. And that's been the story so far this year for New York. We've played 7. It's Kansas City 7, New York 5. And Boughton, in what almost certainly will be his final inning of work, comes out to work his 3rd inning. Ken Suarez will lead things off for Kansas City. The right-handed hitting catcher, 0 for 3 today. Boughton the sign from Howard. Here's the windup and the pitch to Ken Suarez. 4-7 right-handed. He walks him. Lead-off walk to the catcher. Here's Nash now. Nash at 1 WR, a B bunter. 1-3, it's in. Infield will be back, and he's going to lay it down. Here's a B. The roll is a 3. And he beats out the bunt. Can you believe it? So Nash lays one down in no man's land. And it's a bunt single for Jim Nash. First and second, nobody out. And here comes Campy. Boughton in a jam now. Trails by 2 already. Campy 2 for 4 today. Boughton from the stretch. Pitch to Campy on a 2-10. It's a grounder to third B. That'll be a force play. Charles has it to Green. That's it. No, shit. What am I saying? Clark has it to Richardson. That's it. I beg your pardon. Nash is forced. Suarez down to third. Campy's on first. He's got wheels. -2, 17. Held 1 to 15. He'll have to be held on. Here's Tartable now. Boughton from the stretch. Pitch to Tartable. It's a 4-5 left-handed. Pops him up on the right side. Richardson under it. Infield fly rule, and he'll take it for the second out. With 2 outs, Campy's going to try for that lead. 1 to 15, 2 through 6 are 12. It's a 10. He does not get a good lead. And here's the next pitch to Ed Charles. 1-3 right-hander to grounder to third. Clark has it. Throws across in time, and that will retire the side. No runs a hit, 2 left. Boyer, Clark, and Howard due for New York. Anybody gets on the pitcher's spot, which will certainly be a pinch hitter for Boughton at this point. And here's Clete Boyer now to lead things off. 1 for 2 with a walk. Nash beginning his 3rd inning of work. He's a 3-rated reliever for endurance. Here's his windup and the pitch to Clete Boyer, a 3-10, a grounder to shortstop. Campaneris charges in on the run, throws him out. And with 1 out, Horace Clarke will come to the plate. Clarke, switch hitter, batting left, 0 for 3 today. Nash into the windup now. The pitch to Clarke, a 2-4, high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Chavarria. It's gone. Can you believe it? He has end power. Of course, it's on his card anyway, but let's take another look. 2-4, 1-7. The roll is a 4, and Horace Clarke has just hit a home run. And if you're surprised, you're not the only one. Let's look at his card in real life. He hit 6 home runs in about half a season's worth of at-bats. That's his first home run and first RBI of the replay. Granted, he hasn't played much. But it's a 1-out homer by Horace Clarke, and it's a 7-6 ball game. And here's Elston Howard now, 0 for 3 today. Nash gets his sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Howard. On a 4-8 right-handed, swung on and missed strike 3. And with 2 down, we'll have a pinch hitter now for Boughton. So Boughton's day will be done. He worked 3 innings. He did a very nice job out of relief. He only allowed 2 hits, no runs. He walked 1 and struck out a pair. Ramos loosening now in the Yankee pen. And the pinch hitter for Boughton is going to be Tom Tresh. Tresh will start the second game of the doubleheader at third base. For now, he's coming off the bench to pinch hit for the pitcher. Tresh on the year hitting just 163, but he leads the team in home runs with 4. Seven to 6 ball game. 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Tresh, a switch hitter, batting lefty against Nash. Here's the windup. The pitch to Tresh, a 5-3. It's a grounder to the pitcher, X. Nash is a 4-0. And here's the roll on the play. On a 12 error range, Nash makes a fine play and throws him out, and that will retire the side. 1-3X, Tresh retired. The Yankees get a run on the Clarke home run, and we go to the 9th inning in a 7-6 ball game. Pedro Ramos will come on. Pitched in this game in real life. You can see the real life score right here. It was 1-0 Athletics. Very different from this one. Ramos led the club in saves in real life with 13. Let's check his replay stats. He's been in 5 ball games with a 2.45 ERA across 7 1/3 innings of work. And he'll be facing Green, Harrelson, and Hirschberger here in the top of the 9th. He's about ready to go now. And Dick Green steps in from the right side. Dick's 1 for 4 today. Doubled back in the first. Ramos now gets the sign from Howard. Here's the one. Pitch to Green on a 3-10 right-handed fly ball into right field. That's Maris. Camped under it now, makes the catch for the out. Hawk Harrelson due up next. 0 for 4 today. Ramos the windup, the pitch to the Hawk. 1-8, he draws the walk. So a 1-out walk to Harrelson. Man, there's been a lot of walks in this game. Harrelson a star 18. Ramos a -3, 15. He'll have to be held on, making him a 1-13. And here's Mike Hirschberger. Hirschberger 1 for 3 with a walk. Ramos working from the stretch now. Here's the pitch. 4-7 to the right-hander. That's a base hit, 2 stars. Harrelson will round second and go right into third. And Kansas City has something going in the ninth. Runners at the corners and only 1 out. Hirschberger a star 16 stealer, -3, 13. They're going to elect to not hold him on as Ossie Chavaria steps to the plate. He's 0 for 4 today. With 1 out, the Yankees will play at double play depth. Ramos from the stretch now. Pitch to Chavaria, 4-5. Fly ball to right field. Maris has to move back on it, and that's going to be deep enough for Harrelson to tag and score. And Kansas City picks up an insurance run here in the top of the ninth. It's now an 8-6 ball game. So sac fly Chavaria. 2 down, and here's Suarez, the catcher. 0 for 3 with a walk today. Ramos gets a sign from the stretch. Pitch to Suarez, a 5-9 right-handed. That's a high fly ball. He's a weak. 1 through 12, it's a 4. It's going to be a single 2 stars for Ken Suarez. And Hirschberger will move into third. Let's look at that one again. 5-9 homer to 12. He's a weak. The roll is a 4. It's a 2-star single. And the batter, Nash, due up. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're going to hit for him. They've got Jack Aker, their closer, warming. So Kansas City very happy with the 3 innings they got out of Nash. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run, the homer to Clark. He walked 1, struck out 1. First and third, 2 down. And the batter will be Wayne Causey. Causey, a left-handed hitter. Let's check his replay stats. He comes into the game at 207, 6 for 29, 4 runs batted in. So here's Causey now, batting from the left side. Ramos from the stretch. Runners at the corners and 2 down. Pitch to Causey, a 6-9 to the left-hander, and that's ripped down the right field corner for extra bases. It's a double. Hirschberger can walk home. Suarez can try to score on that. Right field is -2. Suarez, a catcher, 1 through 10, 2 outs, 12, -2, 1 through 10. He's coming. Maris's throw, he's out. So Suarez thrown out at the plate. That'll end the inning. It's an RBI double for Causey. And Kansas City adds on 2 here in the ninth. Two runs on 3 hits. And here comes Aker, the real-life save leader. I believe the 32 led the league in real life. His replay numbers so far: He's been in 5 ball games. He's 0-1 with 2 saves and a rather high 5.79 ERA across 4 2/3 innings of work. He's allowed 8 hits. Nine to 6 Athletics, and it will be the top of the order for the Yankees. Bobby Richardson to lead things off. Looking at the Kansas City defense. Good enough for now. Here's Richardson to lead it off. 2 for 4. Aker, the windup in the pitch is a 5-12 to the righty. It's a grounder to first base X. That's Harrelson, a 4-18. And here's the roll on the play. On a 3, he's not going to get that. That's down for a base hit. A leadoff single for Richardson. His 3rd hit of the afternoon, and here comes White. And they're going to go ahead and make a switch now. They're going to send Larry Stahl in. For Chavaria. Should have done that in the first place. Hirschberger will move to right field. Larry Stahl will take over for Chavaria. He'll play left. Stahl at 2E6 with a 0 arm. Fine defensive outfielder. Man on first, nobody out. Here's Roy White. White 0 for 3 today with a walk. Aker gets the sign from Suarez now. The pitch to White on a 3-10. Pops him up right side. Green under it. 1 down. And here's Roger Maris with Mickey Mantle on deck. How many times have I said that? Maris, 1 for 4 today. A home run back in the first. The middle of the Yankee lineup, very disappointing so far in the young season. Looking to get things going. Jack Aker looking to slam the door. And from the stretch, here's the pitch to Maris on a 4-6. That's a double to 3. On an 11, he'll settle for a long single. Richardson will round and go into third. And the tying run comes to the plate. And it's none other than Mickey Mantle. Mantle has walked all 4 times today, which is the first time I've seen that this season from any batter. Aker in a jam now. Runners at the corners, 1 down. Gets the sign from Suarez. Now from the stretch. The pitch to Mickey Mantle. A 1-7. Base hit into center. That's an open single. Richardson will score. Maris can go to third. Tartable a +1 in center. Maris a 14-15. He's going to go for it, and they'll cut off the throw, keeping the tying run at first base. So an RBI single for Mantle. It's 9-7 now, and the tying runs are aboard. And here comes Joe Pepitone. Joe is 1 for 4 with a 2-run homer today. The crowd on its feet. And as Franklin Long would say, drama time. Aker trying to get out of the jam and close out this ball game. The Yankees have 3 hits and a run so far this inning. And here's Pepitone. Aker from the stretch. Pitch to Pepitone, a 5-6. Single to 2. But on a 17, that's going to be a ground ball B force play. A run will score, but that's the second out of the inning. So that'll go 6-4 force. Mantle is forced. Maris comes in to score. That'll be an RBI for Pepitone. Holy cow, 2 down. It's 9-8 now. Pepitone at first, and here's Cleet Boyer. Aker behind the mound now, with the tongue depressor removing some dirt from his cleats. Now he's set. Suarez flashing the signs. Aker from the stretch, the pitch to Cleet Boyer. 5-6 right-handed, swung on and missed strike 3, and that's the ball game. Holy crap, how about that for drama? The Yankees come up just short. They plate 2 in the 9th. A 9-8 opener. What do you do for an encore? Well, we'll find out here in about 40 minutes. The Athletics never trailed, so Whitey Ford takes the loss. He drops to 0-3. Sheldon picks up the win. He's 1-0. He came in with no decisions. Jack Aker with the save. His 3rd of the season. And it was a rough save. He allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. They may not even give him a save for that. We'll have to see when I enter into the computer. I stand by what Strat-O-Matic awards. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. That was an exciting game. Boy, if they hadn't have got to Ramos in the 9th, neither closer very effective today. Ramos gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. Walked 1, did not strike out a batter. So your totals on the game for the Athletics: 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors. For the Yankees, 8 runs, 9 hits. They made 3 errors, and they were costly errors. And that's your final, game 1 of a doubleheader, as the Athletics edge the Yankees 9-8. Game 2 will have Chuck Dobson and Fritz Peterson on the mound to start. I'm going to grab some lunch, and I'll be back at 3 p.m. I want to thank you guys again for hanging out with me. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, fellas.